My sister caught her husband cheating, but her response was unbelievable. Imagine discovering that the perfect marriage you've been envying for years was nothing more than a lie. That's exactly what happened to my sister. When Sophie found out her husband was cheating, I was ready to help her tear him apart, but what she did next completely blew my mind. Instead of anger, revenge, or tears, Sophie looked at me and said one thing that changed everything. Finally, I thought this day would never come. Stay tuned to hear how the story of the perfect couple turned out to be anything but, and how a single betrayal opened the door to something far more unexpected. Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into this incredible story. Sophie and Ethan had always been the golden couple. For as long as I could remember, they were the example everyone in our family pointed to when they talked about love that lasts. They had it all, at least it looked that way. A big, beautiful house with a wraparound porch, summer vacations in Europe, and matching holiday pajamas that looked like they came straight from a magazine. Whenever we were around them, Ethan would act like Sophie was the center of his universe. He was always touching her arm, getting her a drink, or laughing at her jokes. You could just feel the admiration between them. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't compare myself to Sophie. I did it all the time. I'd think about my own failed relationships, how nothing ever seemed to last, how I kept choosing the wrong people. Meanwhile, Sophie had the fairy tale. She had the dream life, or so I thought. That's why her phone call last Saturday completely floored me. I was cleaning up my apartment when my phone rang. I saw Sophie's name flash across the screen and answered right away. Her voice was steady, but there was something in the way she spoke that didn't feel right. "I need you to come over," she said. "What's wrong?" I asked, instantly feeling a knot tighten in my stomach. Something was definitely off. There was a pause, and when she spoke again, her voice had a sharper edge. "I found out Ethan's cheating." "What?" I almost dropped the phone. "Are you serious? Did he tell you?" "No," she said, her tone flat but firm. "I saw a text pop up on his phone. It wasn't exactly subtle." "What did it say?" I asked, dreading the answer. "Last night was amazing, can't wait to see you again." That's what it said. I sat in stunned silence for a moment. My mouth was open, but no words came out. Then, like someone flipped a switch, anger rushed in. Hot, quick, and fierce. "I'll be there soon," I said. "Don't do anything without me." I didn't even stop to think. I grabbed my keys, threw on a jacket, and was out the door. I stormed into Sophie's house like a tornado, ready to go to war for her. I had ideas. Big, messy, dramatic ideas. I wanted Ethan to pay. "Okay," I said the moment I saw her. "Here's what we're gonna do. We expose him. Post those texts online, or we could smash his car. Something big, something public. He deserves it." But Sophie didn't look how I expected her to. She wasn't crying. She wasn't shaking. Her makeup was perfect. Her hair pulled back neatly. She sat on the couch like nothing had happened, her hands folded calmly in her lap. "No," she said softly. "We're not doing any of that." I stared at her. "What do you mean, no? Sophie, come on. He cheated on you. This isn't the time to be calm." She looked at me, and then she smiled. But it wasn't the kind of smile you give when someone tells a joke. It was quiet and eerie. It sent a chill down my spine. "I'm not angry," she said. "I'm relieved." I blinked. Sure, I had heard her wrong. "Relieved? You're kidding, right?" "Not at all," she replied. Her voice was steady, like she'd rehearsed this conversation in her head 100 times. I shook my head, confused. "Sophie, what are you talking about? You wanted to divorce him all this time or what?" She looked at me, her eyes calm, and patted the seat beside her. "No. Come here, I'll show you." I hesitated for a moment before walking over and sitting next to her. My heart was still pounding, but hers seemed steady. I couldn't understand how she could be so composed after finding out something so devastating. The Sophie I knew, the one we all thought had the perfect life, was unraveling right in front of me, but not in the way I expected. There was something else going on, something she hadn't told anyone. And in that moment, as I sat beside her on the couch, I realized the fairy tale we all believed in might not have been real after all. Sophie didn't say a word at first. She stood up slowly and walked over to her nightstand. I watched as she pulled open the drawer and reached inside.